Hello. Welcome. We're on stream 4 of Pyre. Which means we're close to the ending, maybe? It's hard to tell, honestly. I keep getting people up to the sky. At least 2 of them. I'm not sure how many we get up there before the game's just like, oh, you've done enough work. The story is done. I guess we'll find out at some point. Right, so we got 2 liberation rites done. We got, who was it? It was Ruki was our first, and oh, who else did we send up? Wasn't May? Shoot, I can't remember who we sent up. Well, doesn't matter, they're not around anymore. We'll just forget they ever existed. No, it was, oh, what's his name? The guy who looks like he plays blitzball. What is this? Lots of shiny things have been added. I've forgotten the dude who plays blitzball's name too, which, you know, doesn't help. Alright, let's read a book. We'll start off by reading a book. The Tempers. Headwind! Thank you, yes. It's just like, I don't remember his name, I just remember how his hair looked. It's just like everyday life. I really don't learn people's names until I've, like, seen it a number of times. Gotta really... Okay, Myrrh, the Horned One, formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in this triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horned One, he has had a dualist nature for as long as he and I consider each a friend. Since the nice way of saying tsundere, the stories I am told about Myrrh's youth describe no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I once was an imp that could not write. Myrrh once was a man that could not think. The Tempers once were ordinary folk. Now they rise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Myrrh himself, rather they are what Myrrh wished he could be. Alright. Book read. There was somebody I could talk to. I just didn't see you, Sandalwood. Tizu and I were just reminiscing about the old times. Tizu is happy to have Volfred back among the Nightwings once again. I'm also happy to be back. Though you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you? Tizu indicates he understands full well. I trust that Tariq provided some good company and some song during the intervening time. Tizu confirms he did enjoy traveling alongside the lone minstrel. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, Volfred? Volfred laughs warmly at this. No, Tariq. We are well enough for now. Tizu and I, we were just remembering the time when we first met, the 3 of us. Tizu was rather apprehensive then, as I recall. He was merely being circumspect. I'm sure Tizu has the sharpest instincts of us all. But the bite he gave to you, sir, it left a permanent impression, did it not? Usually we call those scars. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. Although... No, you can scar trees. It could still be a scar. It's a good reminder that despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, can I say the same, sir? Tizu shares the sentiment. Volfred turns to you. I should apologize. Here we are talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as we wax nostalgic. The Nightwings that you know, we are a strange assortment, are we not? Those of us who share some kinship from the past, I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it, but it should not be to the exclusion of the friendships that we forge right now. So please, why don't you join us for a bit? And we all talked about things. The three of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close through shared experience in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into the group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments that you share together may one day form memories you think back on with fondness. Soon the conversation winds down, though it lifted all your spirits for the while. Is there... Yeah. Thank you. I don't know why that changed off of that, but I am tired of him calling me his girl. Okay. Forward! Whee! Great. Reverend Joneses, you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the infamous Isle of Kalmar. Among its cursed qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downsides, small misfortunes, I suppose. The wagon's drive-ins seem not to mind it, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. Tarek, do you suppose the fate were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we shall soon know for certain. Alright, our options are... Oh, Falcon Ron might be passing through with a special offer. And... Sir Gilman insists the waters along this path contain riches for those who can find them. I do like Sir Gilman. Mostly just been ignoring the stores. Let's help Sir Gilman find some stuff. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached through the shores beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, though for now you have some time left before continuing onward. Survey the sea. Ask it what it wants. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking, he merely laughed and laughed. Where the Deathless Tempest does not subside, what lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage, nonetheless, through sorceress aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding environs. We did detect a landform to the west. Sulliam Mur detected there the presence of the treacherous aid who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last did he arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. What's up, Joe? Jeriel has seemed more reserved even than usual since her confrontation with Ignarius and the Tempers. Nonetheless, she addresses you. Tell me something. Back where you came from, did you have someone whom you considered close? Okay, we could say there was someone. There's a memory. Say there was no one, because more friends here, or say nothing. Past is unimportant. Let's be nice and say we did have at least one friend. You mentioned briefly to Joe to Ariel about a past relationship that meant something to you. She shows no reaction to the details, but you can tell that she is listening. I see. I had someone as well. It was something which did not end well, but there were times. She trails off. We had our times. She looks up at you then. That Ignarius, he is a base fool. We have not a thing in common save a set of horns. Yet here I am, drawing comparisons with how I felt at times back in the Commonwealth, while speaking to you of him. I am a little old to be having such thoughts, especially in a place such as this. Thank you for your time. Do not reveal this to the others. It is a trifling matter and not to be of anyone's concern, especially not mine. He seems a little annoying, to be honest, but okay. Okay, so he's fine, and that would be cool if she liked him. He's trouble. You don't have anything in common. He would be a base fool to not see what he sees in her. Don't tell her anything. Let's go with, we care about you. You admit, not without some degree of difficulty, that you have grown to care for her yourself. You understand full well how Ignarius must feel. You knew from that first that you had never met anyone like her, but you could never have surmised the degree to which this turned out to be true. Jadariel says nothing at first. Brave of you to say. Such flattery. How brave of you to say. In turn, and as this conversation demonstrates, I have come to value your kinship. But we shall have to draw a boundary there, for a variety of reasons. I know I'm not being delicate, but you and I both understand, I think, how feelings operate. Please forgive me mine. I just want to be friends. I care for you, and I'm grateful that you care for me. She departs with a nod. You sense her mood grown darker for the moment, not because of anything you said, but because of how she knows she made you feel. Yep. Tell people feelings, and everyone gets scared. Tiny tempest. Entertaining, but would unleash calamity if ever it were to be unbottled. So you come across a tiny bottle full of a tempest. You let it out? Probably not. You're surveying the horizon amid the steady currents of Sharp Shoal when Sir Gilman springs forth, commanding your attention. You know, the way that he does. Hark, Master Reader! By this knight's keen eye, he has spotted something in the depths. Sir Gilman plunges into the waters, then soon re-emerges, bearing something new. A veritable boon for the glory of the Nightwings. You've received worm feed. It is very wet. We can sell it. And off we go. Right, we're gonna fight the dogs. Oh, right. Also, we're gonna find out some stuff about Headwind, probably. Here in the boundless waters of Deathless Tempest, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Headwind, whom you liberated at the fall of Solium. You learn Headwind returned safely to the Commonwealth, where he was clothed and welcomed, his past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice, whether on the Council or the Blood Border, each equally as lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the stunned council members could do anything about it, he left them. He's since made contact with Wolfred's agents and is working together with them. Thus the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Per the messenger imp custom, the last part of the message was transcribed from Headwind, word for word, and says, "Keep going, I'll see you here." You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Soon your companions are all abuzz about it. He did it. Wonder if he'll ever find the one he fell for. I always thought Headwind was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think he found her? Yeah! Tizo's happy to hear Headwind is well back in the Commonwealth. May that boy's spirit infect the lot of you as a plague would. Oh, right. Bertrude, I forgot we just got you, didn't we? A glorious example Headwind sets for all of us. The news of Headwind's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. We gain some hope. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Calmer. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps? The traitor Kelmer rope collar, whereas he brought about our empire's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the star's plan. If not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the rope collar. He fled into the sea, towards an isle which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there, we think, that Kelmer's tattered mantle finally did give him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above the isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Okay. Got taken out by the drive imps. Sir Gilman is fuming in anger over something, so much so that you are hesitant to approach him, but you approach him anyway. Exile is too light a sentence for this night. He notices you, and then seizes up. He begins acting rather nonchalant, as though his outburst did not just transpire. Oh, greetings to you, noble master reader. What brings you to this king knight this afternoon? Sir Gilman is attempting to make small talk. Do you ask him if everything is okay? Venting of emotions uncommon even for him, or do you tell him to calm down? Oh yeah, no. Nobody likes someone telling them to calm down. We're not doing that. You maintain a gentle tone with him, and ask whether there is something he might wish to discuss. Sir Gilman perhaps could benefit from talking through his woes. He stands there for a time, silent and dejected. But then, Master Reader, this knight cannot escape the horrors of his past. It seems that you would hear them. Then you have this knight's apologies ahead of time for burdening you further with his troubles. Having said that, here then are the troubles you requested. I guess I did request them. You are, of course, familiar with the siege of the Spiral Sanctum. For this night, the memory of it is like a wound which will not close. This knight stood there on the front lines, whilst the high-wing remnants descended upon us. So furious was their assault that our chain of command was ruptured instantly. We of the Sea Dominion, we require orders to perform our duty. Without such orders, why, we surely made a very easy target there that eve. One by one, then two by two, they picked us off, becoming bolder, some of them shrieking with laughter all the while. This night, he saw his comrades cast aside like sea flies. How this knight survived, he does not know for certain, even now. Perhaps it was that he attempted to pursue and to detain his own knight commander, whom you met when you first met this knight. That cursed Sir Deluge. And if not for his craven cowardice, the Spiral Sanctum it might have held at least a while longer. But instead we were routed, rendered spineless both in form and deed. Sir Deluge was first to turn and flee as our chain of command crumbled. And as for this knight, he failed to catch his knight commander. He must have looked a coward too. Thus came the time for penance, and this knight, while he insisted on the only course of action reasonable, he insisted on the sentence to the downside. And as you can plainly see, his wish was then fulfilled. How absurd that he should re-encounter his old knight commander here soon after. Thus did his knight become obliged once more to Sir Deluge. He took to the waters in the Sea of Solace, where soon we met the Pyre Hearts, a triumvirate exclusive to our kind. It was plain to see that they lacked wherewithal, and Sir Deluge they thought he could provide it, the leadership they sought, and his was too much of a coward to decline. As for this knight, being of the Sea Dominion, he had little choice but to comply, or so at first he thought. When he encountered you in the Nightwings, something awakened within him. With so little honor left to lose, and so much left to gain, it became eminently clear that this knight stood a better chance within your ranks than those of Sir Deluge, and there is little left to say. This knight cannot escape his past, and yet he chooses to believe that he was spared that day not merely by coincidence. Perhaps under King Orus, yet his plans in store in which this knight may play a part. This third person speaking is a lot, Sir Gilman. This knight, he clings, however, vainly to that hope. He slithers away, his head bowed low. It seems best to leave him for now. You sense he feels relieved at having shared all this. Okay. I've been hearing about numbers. He reveals to you a set of twin rings. A jeweled band and a ruined band. One has jewels and one has runes. They kind of look the same but different colors. Jeweled band. Paired talisman. Grants the effect +2 presence, +2 quickness, and +2 hope. At the start of a round, briefly gain eternity stamina if an ally has rune band. Okay. Grants the bearer +2 presence, +2 quickness, +2 hope. Briefly gain... Okay, so if we have both of these in play, we get like a bonus extra. Thinking these thingers are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, know what I mean? Anyone could use them, provided they were to buy them off of me. Okay. So here, have some wet garbage we found in the ocean. That's for you. How much are these things? Oh, look, just exactly enough. They're basically the same. I guess I could buy one. Yeah, alright. We'll take the green one. Green seems good. Oh, new page. Downside climate. Ooh, trophy. I know of no polite way to describe the climate here. It oppresses every living thing, except perhaps the native flora in a few specific areas. Once more, the recommended course is to keep moving. Moving keeps you warm when it is cold, or when it is very hot. You use what strength you can to move to somewhere you can think and breathe. The weather in the downside seems intrinsic to the different regions, which my good friend Molten Mealith shall describe. Shelter can be difficult to find, and you cannot stay in it for very long. Perhaps, however, shelter can accompany you, rather than constrain you. Okay. Right, we spend money in order to get more pages there. I think I have all of those. Different regions, celestial landmarks. Right, Titan stars. Word Nerdify, hey, thank you for that 17-month resub. Hope you're having a great day. You and the others are busying yourself for the commencement of the rite. This evening, when you notice May behaving strangely more than usual. Maybe he's here. I mean, I think he has to be somewhere nearby. She notices you then. Oh, I'm sorry, reader. I think maybe my friend is here? I was hoping to say hi to him before we have to do the ceremony with the star ball. Oh, right. You were trying to make friends with that other, that person on the fate team. Wait, that's him, my friend. Just then, your adversaries, the Fate, arrive on the other side of the Isle of Kelmer. They begin making necessary preparations. May rushes over to them before anyone can stop her, even as the stars above begin shining through the darkness. Alright, so we did do that one. What's this one? At the start of the rite, your adversary's Pyre automatically gains 30 plus 8. Adversary should be more cunning and quicker to react. Plus 8 quickness. Plus 8 presence. Okay, we're gonna give them... We're gonna give them one of those. We're gonna give them the plus 30 Pyre, because I think we'll be able to do that just fine.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kelmer. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual.
Really? More than usual?
Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the Fate. Snuff out their Pyre's flame and and show your worth. Now prepare yourselves.
Oh, hello again, hello. Why, indeed. Hello, young one. We are the Fate, and once again we hail you and all the Nightwings. Thanks. Can I speak to your son? I don't see why not, but, let me see here. Elmer, where are you? Begging your pardon, young one, but my son is not always punctual, you see. Hold, I shall go and fetch him. Oh, okay, I mean, my friend, I hope that he remembers me. You, wait, where's father? Father? Oh, hi. Your father, he went looking for you. Did you not see him? No, I didn't see him. This had not be some sort of Nightwing's trick or... Oh, there you are. Our cordial adversary wishes to salute you, I think. Oh, that's right. I mean, here, this is my salute. I am saluting you. It's easy to see, and may the scribes watch over you, okay? I want them to watch over us as well, but maybe just this time, or not just this time, but this time and maybe some other times, they can watch all of us. The two of them stand and watch as May skips over to rejoin your group. An unusual sort, that one. Yep. She's about your age? Father. Why? Just want to know if you're interested in dating. I'm back. Sorry, I'm late. I can do stuff now.
Who shall conduct the rite?
We're gonna pull in Jodariel because I want you. May, because I like May. And there's our little fun in front.
Tizo. Very well.
Tizo cautions May not to be distracted by her adversaries, not in this or any right. Steel yourself, Elmer. Are you prepared to face our adversaries once again? Alright. As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Oh, they move. That's different. Our struggles and our plan. What are we at? 41% possibility of success. Mere entertainment to those lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in soul if our triumvirate proves worthy. They would pay us? In exchange for what exactly? And where did they get the soul, for that matter? My understanding is that they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. Flashy displays of mastery in the rites, which certain types of imps are willing to pay to see. As for the source of their wealth, they probably found it in the ocean. You know, liquid assets and all that. Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real. If soul could be of benefit. Indeed. Then, reader, my kin, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. I trust your judgment. Let us not distract you further. Feats of glory. Alright.
Now begin. Poof. The Nightwings are the first to strike. Stand not in glory's path. Brilliantly done.
Banish 2 exiles in a single thing. That's a harsh call.
There goes Tizo.
What are you doing? Put your mask back on. We're in the middle of a rite. Oh, I mean, I know. I wanted to say, I think you're very brave, I think. Because we've encountered many of, like, by now, I mean, we have the dissidents and the tempers, and what are you talking about? Get to the point. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, look, my name is May. I just wanted you to know my name. It's May. Because I know your name. I see. Then ready yourself, May. We shall not hold back.
Such a struggle it must be for poor old Dalbert and his witless son. Magnificent!
The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Lo, our onlookers, they cannot help but seem to help themselves. Please, good creatures, stay back for your sakes.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some boorish spectacle. All three Nightwings, poof. The orbs engulfed. Glorious. And it is done. The Nightwings prevail. They overwhelm their adversaries utterly. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Hey, so I wanted to say I'm sorry, like, to apologize, I think. Why, young one, you must not say such things. You are the one of the Nightwings, the most envied of all triumvirates. We aspire to your greatness and your legacy. Father, please, no more of this. They've prevailed. We don't need to grovel at their feet. It's Almer, right? Hey, I have a question. Ask quickly and then go about your business. Oh, well, I just, would you be my friend?
Huh?
What? I was wondering if you would be my friend, because, you know, I don't have a lot of friends. Like, I mean, I have a few, but you're brave, and you're gentle with your father, and ho 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 ho. I shall see you in a little while, my son. What? The scribes, weren't they friends? I like to think they brought us here to be closer together, not to be apart.
What stirs now
He's
in the
cute.
hearts of all these exiles?
I like that I can't see Jadariel's thing because of the artwork. Okay, what do we need for you? What are our choices? When landing from a jump, briefly stun nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. For 7 seconds after saluting, Jadariel deals an additional 10 to Pyre. Permanently gains 4 presence. At the start of a rite, automatically gain 35. I mean, they all seem pretty good. Let's go with just the automatic gaining of stuff. Hey, Roman Goro.
Until the stars align.
After you and your fellow exiles bested the fate, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Jadariel seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling? My strength has failed me. I feel alert enough, but very, very weak. I see. Then please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Jadariel appeared rather disoriented and more fatigued than usual, reported feeling not entirely present, symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. The sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. She should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstance shall she be able to conduct the coming rite. But I've been... fine. Now then, I ought to keep you from the stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Okay, so we can go fight the slithery ones. Or, oh, we can go back for that. I mean, they have a fun... They do have a fun theme song. Let's go over Melith. Very well then, reader. Once more you shall face Barker and the dissidents when next the stars align. We may set course for the pit of Melith at dawn. For now, please get some rest in the remaining dark of night. Pages! Sungries. Know you the sacred Mount Elodale, the highest peak within the lowest land? Then know that it is no mere mountain, but the fractured bonework of the world titan himself, the archbeast, Sungries. This one's bog-dwelling companion Melith is too mild in her account of our ascent. 'Twas not a pleasant mountain hike, but a pitched battle spanning 17 full moons. Finally, the 8 of us, we climbed atop the brow of old Sungries. We merged our strength and struck the mortal blow, such that the archbeast shattered finally to pieces. 'Tis no mere myth that from the archbeast's eye the shimmer pool emerged, the sole means of freedom from this land. The fate united under many named the Alpha Chief. He is brash but follows his traditions. He prizes faith, discipline, and honor, qualities he seems to lack at first. He formed the fate under the precepts of olden bylaws of his 4-legged ancestors. They believed in a certain natural order in the way of things. Many Maine wanted for the fate to likewise show respect. Initially, he only chose from other curs. He, however, urged the fate to replenish their numbers from any race or ethnic group thus willing. Thus shall they anticipate what is to come, with open eyes and minds, and never frown upon what it is in store for them. Alright, May, what's up? May seems very happy about something and has been chanting softly to herself. On closer inspection, however, she seems to be engaged in conversation with the wagon wall. And so, after the rite, he said to me, I think he said to me, farewell. Can you believe it, little brother? He said that. Then he left to go find Mr. Dalbert, who went on ahead. And so I think that maybe we're friends now, don't you think? We have a lot in common. Friends are supposed to have a lot in common, right? For instance, we both fight for those we care about and for those who helped us when we've needed it. And he's very lucky to have met Mr. Dalbert, isn't he? She falls silent for a time, then... It cannot be that the 8 scribes intended that all of us just fight each other all the time. That would be weird. So many whom we face, they don't like us very much. Because if we prevail against them, it means they can't go home, even if they really want to. That's why they don't like us. Back home, when they told me to stop being me, I didn't like them either. You want to know what I think, little brother? I think the scribes put us together in all this so we can learn from one another and grow closer together as friends. That's what I think. And I told them so. And maybe the next time I see Elmer and Mr. Dalbert again, they'll be happier to see me. She bounds off, noticing you as she goes. Hi, reader. You sense some burden has been lifted from her, and her knowledge of the rites, however informal it may be, has crystallized into a deeper understanding. +1 hope permanently. Gloom hangs thick above the pit of Melith and all around it. You're brave to seek your adversaries here again, Reader. Many in the downside believe it to be nothing more than a foul den. They take the tales of Schlock, Astralborn, to be mythology, embellished through retelling over time. You've met others such as Witch Udmilhe, who believe otherwise, although whichever their beliefs, I know of none who would go near the place unless the stars demanded it. Thus shall your coming right against the dissidents take place in complete secrecy, as always the rites have. Okay, we can go here. Bertrude has a hunch that you may find something of value. The Lone Minstrel suggests that a good supply of stardust may be found along this route. Let's do that. You arrive again in the fetid swamps of Flagging Hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with the place. This time, Bertrude has something to say for it. We shall show you how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale. She reveals various salves and minor enchantments that help to counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon, everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Henceforth, you shall not suffer penalties to hope in this region. Oh, sure, yeah, thanks be to Bertrude. Ah, there you are, Reader. Shall we get going, then? You accompany the Lone Minstrel on an excursion through the fetid swamps of Plaguemont, the middle route from Flagging Hands, where it seems the stars themselves recently shed some of their splendor. Collecting stardust is a laborious and delicate process, though some find it rather meditative. In time, you've gathered a good supply of the stuff and returned together to rejoin the others. We have a pile of stardust. Now we have stashed it away. I can't put it on top of... Yeah, okay, it knows. Okay. Good to know. It's like there's a point where it knows that everything is full. Hey guys. Hey, what happened to Hedwyn? Did he really leave? I don't have any money, so we're gonna go away. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the raiments of the rites approaches you in Volfred. You at first presume it is for one of your next adversaries, the dissidents. But he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts, something you've never seen him do. You observe the colors that he wears, an inverse of the Nightwings. Volfred Sandalwood. It has been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. It can. You perished. I watched you fall. You did. I grieved for years, yet now you live? I do, although these horns they grew long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable. Then why are you here now, Oralech? Formal exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned in his moment of glory. You know full well, Volfred, to reclaim what is mine by right. The demon Oralech leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life and seem to set the sky aflame. Okay, we've done that one, so we can turn that off. What's this one? Adversaries shall have plus 50% stamina for use with their abilities. Rank up faster. Yeah, we could probably deal with that.
Reader, what lunacy is this?
Hi.
'Twould appear the Nightwings are to stand against themselves this time around.
What?
This is a mutiny, in violation of the sacred law. The exile whom you face, Oralek.
Oralek.
Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now.
Well, that sounds like you...
I cannot preside over this nonsense.
You take it up with him.
Good night.
Oh. Okay. What happened to the dissidents? The stars showed we were to face them. They must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Oralek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Volfred. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. Oralek says nothing for a time. Then, wear your raiments, Volfred. I refuse to wear them since, in show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I suppose. Yes, that too. I see. You were never very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new look of yours is any better. You could not be serious. What sense is there in us standing against each other? But Oralek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Volfred. You shall see that I am not so easily discarded, and you shall not deny my liberty again. Reader, the adversary whom we face, Oralek, he is not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites, even at the time, and so, beware. There was no one in his day, who could prevail against him, and he appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give in this. I wish I had foreseen this. Alright. Got that ranked up. I've got that ranked up. You're sick. Such a triumvirate you have assembled, Volfred. Then let us see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Tizo? Tizo fumbles with his mask. Tizo recognizes Oralek and greets him tentatively. It is good to see you. Oralek reaches for his mask in turn. How is the horn mended? Tizo indicates his horn has not bothered him for a long time now, and thanks Oralek for it. Good, a full recovery then. But it is unfortunate to see you standing there with them, Tizo. Come with us, no questions asked. The proposition seems to catch Tizo off guard. Tizo indicates that he will not abandon his friends or their quest. He seems to be pleading with Oralek to stand down, to listen, to not give in to anger. But Oralek shakes his head. He puts his mask back on. This is something I must do, little one. Tizo dons his mask in turn. He chirps nothing more. Oh. Wow, they are very quick. Oh my. Hi. Oh, I still have to hit it one more time. Shall not forgive you. Give in to you, false night wings, not while I draw breath. Got it. The voice ran away. Is not going to talk about how good we did. You who call yourselves the Nightwings. It seems that you have learned something from Sandalwood after all. But you are the Nightwings in name only, and as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this, a stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Alfred looks on as Arlek departs without another word. Arlek, forgive me. Okay. While Bertrude's Pyre has less, right. Or after Bertrude pounces, instantly regains stamina while slithering uses 50%. Yeah, I did a lot of slithering. I think that would be a good idea. You don't need wings to be free?
No.
Sure. Arlek, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we traveled then. Really wasn't expect us to run into, it's not prior teammates, but like old Nightwings. I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Reader, as you see, Arlek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look into how this affects our plan. Well, our success rate went from 41 to 46%, so good, I hope. Arlek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp, a doleful tale. Wolfred shall tell you more of him in due time, of that I have no doubt. For now it seems the stars beseech you once again, outside. There, deep in the infinite dark, once more you see a single star, shimmering, shining brighter than the rest. Oh. It's time to get someone free. Once more, then, unto the fall of Solium. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all opportunities the stars present as much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars with the high-wing regiments passing of more sentences of exile than ever before for increasingly more dubious causes. The burning of books, the outlawing of literacy. These are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it soon enough. Wolfred, sir, what of Orlek? Wolfred says nothing in response at first, but then... Orlek appears to have his own agenda now. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let's all rest up a bit if possible. This might. We fly at break of dawn. Couple pages. The tempest ravaging the downside are the handiwork of the time singer Harn, known as the Sky Titan. The furious elements, they are his troubled dreams manifested in this troubled land. We, the Eight, we sought to cure him of his ailment, for his unrelenting and unpleasant dreams had long become our treacherous reality. One night we drew him toward the Rite of Flame, a stratagem of Solium Mur's design. There he was stricken by the stars and dazed, and overcome by their eternal shining glory. The Sky Titan thus bonded with the sky. The tempests which remain, they are but the lasting traces of his waking dream. Ooh, Nightwings. The Nightwings. What is a life without an adversary? If not for forces that conspire against the will, life would be devoid of its innateness, the desire to overcome. Thus, when we Eight at last each fashioned a triumvirate based on our own ideals, we realized a void still needed to be filled, as the night sky needs moonlight. We Eight were united. Our triumvirates shared our affection. They needed us to set them against a common foe. Thus did we form the Nightwings, a triumvirate envisioned to exceed them all, both through the means mortal and divine, and give an undue favor in each turning of the cycle. They are the adversary we all face. Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Orlek. Tizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Orlek again. Like Wolfred, he thought for sure that Orlek had perished long ago. He's angry that Orlek acted so unfriendly with everyone. Then the little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up into the rafters. Aw, Tizo. Oop. Alright, we can go here. Jodariel shall gain favor from the scribes if we land there. Or here. Pamitha. Probably not going to end up using Pamitha, so we're going to go here. I mean, assuming that Jodariel will be allowed to fight. Land amid the solemn beauty of Mount Alodiel, at whose summit awaits the liberation rite. Thus begins our third ascent to the fall of Solium. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Bertrude. We haven't had that happen in a while. Alright, sure. Just name the victim, I shall be more than pleased. Yeah, seems fine. Yes, Sandra. The old bog crone, then. She does have some potential, I should think. More so than the most of those with whom you share that little residence. Soon Bertrude appears in heat of the summons. We sense that thou hast need of us. Bog crones such as Big Bertrude can pounce quickly. The apparition, Sandra, appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, crone, you answer to me here. How very eloquent. May your vast experience exceed your knack for pleasant conversation. I trust you shall have little trouble here without the benefit of your more communicative friends. Oops. Dang it. Okay. They're all very quick. Simple test, undeserving to be called a challenge. Not to fail you, just for gloating. But these are not my rules, and your performance was sufficient. Okay, what do we get for you? What fun, like some sort of lizard tail, maybe? Meatless tail. I was right. It's a tail. Bertrude's blast pierces through solid objects. Ooh. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Where are you? With some time to spare after having landed, you joined Jadariel on a brief expedition to the monument of Solium Mur. I wonder if the scribes are listening at all, much less to one such as I, who never held much faith in any of you. Perhaps I ought to have been more open-minded. I'm not here to ask you your favor, then, but to apologize, for I was certain your time long since passed and I was wrong. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Solium Mur has shown you favor. You shall soon begin your ascent, though there is time yet to pursue your vocations. +2 for the next right. Resources. Let's mentor a companion. Having gleaned knowledge from the Book of Rites, you can import some of its teachings. You illustrate to Jadariel some of the intricacies of the rites, focusing on how all three in a triumvirate are move and act as one of mind. In a sense, she grasps some of the concepts. Oh, person to talk to. Jadariel seems to be fidgeting with her horns. Blast these wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling as to how unwieldy they become with age? I long for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns. We'll say nothing. You remain silent, sensing that Jadariel was not seeking a specific response from you in this case. She soon continues. I suppose there is no way to know for certain the experience of having horns other than to sprout them for oneself. 10 years or so into my stay within this blasted place, I first felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all heard such much of demons in the Commonwealth. Sinners rightfully exiled would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horns started to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this was indeed the fate that I deserved. She trails off for a while. I know somewhat better now. Anybody of our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate, difficult to say. A disease of sorts, but not a deadly one. If anything, the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still, like this, extending thus our sentence into exile. Sometimes I think, if these horns are here to symbolize my sins, then surely they are going to recede if ever I return. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea, a naive hope which never leaves, despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. I don't know about that. She nods wryly as she heads out into the afternoon. Okay, we can go here. Tizu will gain favor. May will gain favor. Let's go help May. While traversing quiet solitude on the way to the summit, you pass a moment to Jameer Manymane, and May happens to take notice. Thanks be to each of you 8 scribes, for it is you who have united us together in this, your most sacred tradition. The path and the outcome are the same, is that not so? But I need not ask, for I am sure of it, and so I shall follow unflinchingly the path you have prepared for me. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense the Jameer Manymane has shown you favor. 2 presents. You and your companions arrive again at the Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone. Shall we, reader? The minstrel leads you towards his counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach. Exiles of the Nightwings, and you again, Tariq. Greetings, Celeste. We have returned. The stars shine darkly these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more, now they are ready for you. Then come forth. We do the thing we normally do. Wait, you. She points to Bertrude. You are new amongst this group. You shall go first. Please do as she asks, Bertrude. We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Sandalwood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out. The gate guardian acknowledges her and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so, as before, including you. Once you've all declared yourselves, the regards you all for another moment, and beckons towards the mountain's top. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Alright. Decent spot for business. Sometimes it gets cold up here. Oh, what's this? Bottled Void. After getting banished, the bearer returns in a burst that draws in nearby adversaries. Neat. Yeah. I guess let's go fight. Again, you have reached the fall of Solium, where one among you can go free, provided you prevail against the withdrawn. Reader, we would ask a moment of your time. We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Volfred pull you aside. We have some news that is, depending upon how you look at it, potentially unfortunate. The lone minstrel directs your attention towards the dark night sky. The stars are fading. It is true. With the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining there. once you saw in the sky above. The stars themselves are vanishing. Why, I do not yet understand. But what it indicates is this: the rites are drawing to an inexorable end. The light of the stars. Without it, the rites would be unable to commence. Anyway, that's the bad news. The good news is there's a lot of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not know as yet. The arithmetic is complicated. An estimation of the number of stars, the rate at which they fade, the accelerating rate at which we're being summoned here. I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I felt you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, they have the right to think about, and so do you. Look forth. As the stars above begin to shine, Wilfred's words begin to sink in. It seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. We're not all going to get out. Okay. Your adversary shall never be banished after plunging into your pyre. I think we'll just go without a thing for...
Congratulations, reader. It would appear the rites are drawing to a close. Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite. For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom here upon the fall of Solium. So too do your adversaries, the Withdrawn. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
Fires burn, and each of the Trivirids is present and prepared. Yep. And then, anointed one of the Withdrawn, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have. Bog Dweller Udmilde appears from the shadows and reaches for her mask. Our adversaries, they are nothing to us, or the one we serve. Ye all shall be devoured in the coming age, an age of strife, brought down by the fell wings and many seeing eyes of Shlak, the astral born. You speak blasphemy upon this sacred site. If you value your liberty, then I suggest you cease your mocking of the scribes. The scribes, they failed to stop Shlak, and he shall rise again. As for ye Nightwings, ye are of no consequence. She dons her mask. Soon we shall return unto the land which Shlak shall usurp, where we shall offer him our blood and that of many, many others. As for you, Nightwings, your darkness with you, what have you wrought upon the stars? We do not know what is amiss here. The Nightwings have only come to see the liberations carried out. Oh, indeed. Who among you?
Who shall return to glory? Jodariel. Who shall strive for her? May. Tizo. Commence.
invocation of Shlack, your adversary, or shall summon forth dark pools of banishing ichor wheresoever any exile is banished. Oh, well, that sounds annoying.
Too bad for that one. All for naught. May did it. Flailing shan't do anything. Fires wane.
Oh, we're still okay.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry. Alas for me. Yes. The flames of freedom. Now end the ceremony. There. Udmilda casts herself into the fire. And there it is, at last. The Nightwings proved their worth. Of their adversaries, the same cannot be said.
No, the adversaries did a decent job.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Know that this affront against Lashlick has been recorded, and his vengeance shall darken the skies. After all this time, she returns her gaze toward the rest of you. I never thought this day would come. I have all of you to thank for this, for doing this for me. The life that I recall back in the Commonwealth was at times difficult, and I am much older now. I know not what I shall find on my return. However, I know this. If that place still is like the Commonwealth I left so long ago, then I shall strive to make it better. For as long as I retain my strength and breath. You see her smile faintly as she disappears into the shimmer pool, though you can still hear her voice, though faintly now. Farewell then, reader, all of you for now.
Godspeed, Captain Jodariel. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may yet continue for a while. Until the rites begin anew.
Okay, so I think we can get Tizo completely maxed out. You prevailed in the liberation against the withdrawn. Again, already does the Black Wigan feel quieter than usual without Jodariel, one of our quietest group members who returned to the Commonwealth. You overheard some of your companions reflecting on this. I think I learned so much from her, didn't I? Iris of Ether, hey, thank you for that 48-month resub. Tizo is trying to console May with an imp-soothing song. You wonder who, if anyone among you, shall be the next to go. Then Volfred asks the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know as soon as possible. The context of our plan has changed. Oh, again? We're at 54% possibility for success. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them what the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to be just fading away, one by one, for reasons that the scribes alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself if you have any doubt that this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite and now stunned into silence. This phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe it shall. Then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising, confusion, fear. Before I gave you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so. However, our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain. But to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this is difficult to hear, but it is not to be cause for panic. Our plan remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think about this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to the Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our paths grow harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together, we can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whisper in hushed tones, others turn to their quarters, speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. The withdrawn did spawn forth from the wild witch Melith, in whose vigilant pursuit of the unknown and the unknowable I always felt a certain kinship. Whether the withdrawn were Melith's kin by blood or merely worshippers, we trusted one another not to ask or care. What mattered was that Melith chose the most audacious minds, who stopped at nothing short of the impossible. Though ever distant, the withdrawn revealed to us such truths about the land which long lay hidden even to one such as I, their knowledge ever waking into the new-found depths of consciousness. They lead us all to better know ourselves. Each one of us within the 8, besides the imp Hawab, who would have perished in the downside had we not found each other and together formed our union. Here in the downside all are bound, but that which binds us here does have some latitude. We chose the bond of kinship. Our exile took precedence over our differences. The empire which had subjugated all our kind into a tense alliance, shall give way to a society in which our differences are paramount. There may you embrace your ancient cultures, whilst jointly forming a great culture all its own. Next to mercy, it is kinship that shall form the bedrock of our commonwealth. After the liberation of Jodariel, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had occurred this night. You think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for this evening, I should think, reader, and so, congratulations on prevailing in the liberation rite. Surely Jodariel shall be most grateful, and her safe return unto your commonwealth ought to benefit the plan in which you all now play a part. As for your adversaries of the withdrawn, this must have been a bitter loss for them, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. Thus shall we all await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. Celeste and I are to return to our respective duties for the time, as now Scribe's Gate is sealed. I await when next we shall meet, when next you may yet live up to the glory of the Nightwings, in the eyes of the 8 scribes, which yet shine down for us. He trails off, then nods to you in his cordial manner, and bids you a good rest for the evening. Well, good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. So we've gotten 3 people out. Looks like we might be able to get a 4th. Maybe it goes to 5? Best make yourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Wulfred and the Lone Minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Alodiel. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together, for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Wulfred finds you off on your own. Well, my kin, it's time once more. Come see. Wulfred indicates the sky, and through the snow, you see that he is right. Soon all your companions are gathered. Wulfred regards the group in a steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles, Brighton, Orissa, and Orlek. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning their ways. Okay, we haven't run into Brighton yet. I don't think we've seen Orissa either. I think Orlek might be the only one we've run into. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, okay, so we probably won't run into him, the Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, when next we earned our way into the liberation rite, Orlek was anointed for return. He had long been in exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre, thus Orlek earned his freedom. Oh no. However, just as the shimmer pool was to engulf him, Orissa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. Oh, wow. Okay. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool, but she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. Okay, so we're not going to beat her either. I presumed Orlek perished too. To survive a fall from Mount Alodiel, I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was even possible as part of this ordeal. I frankly still do not hold Orisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible, for it put us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think the rights may partly be to blame, as well, for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Wilfred breathes a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlick yet lives, at a time when our plan is fully already in motion, and even the stars are fading. Perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided, and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each one of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings in our plan need all but the help that they can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and reader by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, though I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. What am I supposed to do if you're conducting the rites, though? So if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our reader shall determine where we are headed come first light. Okay. Wilfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then one by one salute him in turn. Okay. Gather the band. Once more do several stars shine bright in the sky, revealing several paths to you to pursue toward salvation. Okay, we can go here, fight the woods, Barker, fight the Tempers. I mean, if we fight the Tempers, Ignarius might have things to say since Jodariel is gone now. Yeah, let's go do that. The stars reveal to you a path toward the Hulk of Ores, where the rites shall soon continue. Come morning, your travels shall continue. For now, everybody should sleep. Sleep is always good. Except when it's not.
I do so hate to
Hi.
roughly contact you, O reader.
Hi. What you
Yet
doing?
an awful rumor reached me recently.
Did
that
it?
you have within your retinue a traitor.
Oh, do I?
To the Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you?
I don't know. Maybe. I've done crimes.
Just your time within the downside would have taught you that.
I'm down here for crimes. I might still just do more crimes. Okay, goodbye. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow the voice, which thus far has reached you only in the rites, has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. Maybe if he'd just tell me who the traitor is. Oh, it's probably Sandalwood. I'd know what he was talking about. Okay, we can go to the Under King Pass. Or we can go to Ragged Rock. I feel like we've done the Under King Pass. Presence of the 8 scribes. Believes they will bless you. Let's go here. Got some pages to read. Afterward. I got a book trophy. As an exile of the downside, as reader of this book, and as conductor of the rites, you are engaged now in a cycle which has lasted since the dawn of this age. Here within this part of the book is offered summary of all key figures, locales, terms, and astral phenomena you shall encounter, either firsthand or in passing on your path. To know the history of the downside and the rights is to prepare yourself to walk the path toward enlightenment, and then to liberty itself. Should you be free again, remember, reveal not the rights themselves, nor the existence of this book. Rights terms. Adversary, aura, banishment, book, casting, enlightenment, expulsion. Rights, raiments, rank, reader, right, stamina, sigil. The 8 scribes. Triumvirs, the accusers, formed by the Noman, the Beyonders, the Chastity, the Essence, the Essence. Oh, this is all the team names that they made up. Denizens, Curs. Okay, that's what we call the dog-like creatures. Crones, demons, Empire Star, and harps. Different regions. Celestial landmarks. All the different greater titans. All the different star names. Oops. Alright. Afterward. All the rights of flame. Making more titan stars for that. Landmarks, regions. Okay. There. Wilfred appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as he approaches you. Hello, my kin. Was just on my way to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side should like to know. It's not clear to you as yet exactly how Wilfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach. Most of the time, at least. It's not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hardworking as the rest of us, or dare I say, more so. Most imps lack the capacity to do that job. They, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside, but they can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wilfred offers to tell you more of this process. It seems that he has been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Ruki would likely be familiar with them. Then my agents intercept the messages as they arrive. Messages are coded in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes. But even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. I could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks in no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to our cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us, whether due to apathy or fear or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear then who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment I update the estimation of our planned success. Our chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own. But those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless, knowing of our efforts. Thus we do inspire each other, not unlike the dynamics which I see among the Nightwings here. Now good afternoon then, reader. I have a delivery to make. He strides out of the wagon bearing the sealed message. Alright then. You and May wander together for a while through the steady currents of ragged rock, sometimes in circles. What exactly is she looking for, she cannot explain. Eventually, however, she happens on something that never caught your notice. Look at this, reader. The scribes, they walked this very path they did, and left this here for us. The object she procures does seem to emanate with some sort of faint and ancient power. Wisdom Trace. Consumable item. Grants an exile 1,000 enlightenment. Neat. Like, does it do it immediately? Neat. The wagon comes to a sudden stop after a near miss with someone, or something that got right in its path. At first you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off to the side of your path. The friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question as to who it is. Hey guys, maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time? You must have scared Dad half to death. I mean, just look at him. It's good running into you like this, because I got for you a really special deal. You got some pretty out there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us a bit, to completely be honest. Dad just hasn't been himself. But once we open shop, why, these little numbers are gonna flap the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, because you're headed to the Hulk of Horrors, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have room enough for Falcon Ron, barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting right now, and wonder whether you should get involved. Sure, let's take a chance. Though your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Ron to climb aboard. Oh, great, thanks. I'll just, squeeze right in. He does not. Dad, come on, put your back into it. Eventually, Falcon Ron manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. After what felt like an interminable trip, during which Falcon Ron did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyways, thanks guys, and remember what I said, these thingers I got here, you got dibs on them if you come visit me and Dad. That is, we're gonna go now, bye. Whether from Falcon Ron's ceaseless drivel or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone is left feeling out of sorts. -5 glory. Oops. Damage dealt to Pyre. Let's try it. Let's not think about it. May seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? You're unsure whether to check in on her or leave her be. Let's just ask her. LeMay is clearly capable of surviving on her own. You do worry for her, and in this case make an attempt to reach out to her. Oh, hi reader, I don't think I saw you there just now, and my little brother here and I, well, we were just talking. Well, I was doing the talking. You know, my little brother, he's like a wagon wall, so he doesn't talk. But he listens really well. I'd like to get back on with my conversation here with him if you don't mind, and but I guess you could stay. It seems May is doing alright after all. Let's just keep listening. You decide to take May up on her invitation and keep listening to her conversation with the wagon wall. Her little brother, as she calls it. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, I remember. It's that they always said that there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't really tell me what. They just, they'd say I was moon-touched. But, deemed impaired. So then the scribes, they called me here. They were the ones who brought me here. Not those people. They were cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time. No one that I really recall anyway. I can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it, I didn't want it to be true. But I remember that they threw me out. They decided they would throw me out and let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes would take care of me. Not sure that's what they meant. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again. Although I think I liked it more, being alone down here, than being alone back there. Everyone's alone down here, so you feel like less alone somehow. Back there, why, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew that I was closer to the scribes. I knew that they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know, and then one night I found them. I saw the stars, and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? Maybe they're sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I could get closer to the scribes. That way, maybe they could answer all my questions. But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. And more importantly, I think sometimes I even feel that way. Maybe, as we get closer, I'll get to feel that way more often, being here, or being anywhere with you, with all my friends. She falls silent. Though they were concerned for her at first, you sense now that she is at peace. She wanders off, faintly smiling. You sense you have a better understanding of her now. I'm sure May is absolutely fine. Hi, Funko. Hi, Raiders. How is it going? Wait, that's not... No, that's not the right command. Is it this? There we go. I figured it out. Looks like it went through. Yeah. I hope, well, I've heard good things about Helldivers too, so I'm hoping you're having fun and not stuck in queues. Though I hear they've sorted that out too. You know the drill, go check out Hi Funko if you like. Give them a follow, see if they Helldivers do with your content. If you're new, my name's Heather. We're in the middle of Pyre. The stars are starting to fade and everyone's freaking out over it. Let's go see what we're, okay, we helped you. And so now you've got some really good stock. He pauses for dramatic effect, and then he reveals to you several artifacts. Black Hoof, a cursed talisman. The bearer has plus 100% more stamina than usual, but cannot grasp the orb. Black Heart. After getting banished, bearer either returns with infinity stamina or as a fast-moving howler. Black Claw. The bearer's aura remains while grasping the orb, but cannot be cast. That one doesn't sound too bad. Cannot be used by worms, harps, or crones. One of 3 scattered remnants of a thrice cursed demon who roamed the downside in a state of madness. Wait, where did you get this stuff from? I really shouldn't. You know, I shouldn't ask. They emanate the energy with energy that cannot possibly be completely healthy. Yeah, they look it. Yeah, they look it. Nice, you guys got first dibs on these bad boys, and I can tell you what, they're going to go fast. I'm not confident in that. They're pretty cheap. Yeah, I don't have any money, and I don't want to give you any money. Goodbye. Alright, let's go see our right. Once more, you've returned to the hulk of oars, and your companions stand ready beneath a still night sky, awaiting the commencement of the rites. You overhear some of their words to one another as you wait the signal in the stars. Almost time to get to work on the tempers, I suppose. Tizo is trying to get Pamitha to look up at the stars. Just then, you observe a glint of starlight that begins to shine above, and your companions soon fall silent. Oh, new star thing. Affect your adversaries. Each shall deal an additional 5 to your pyre. total bonus if you prevail, plus 0 enlightenment. But my bonus says it's plus 0. Why would I? Okay, I know I've used that one. I don't want to give them more quickness. Size of auras. I guess having them deal additional damage is probably not going to be that bad. Yeah, okay, let's do the horse-headed one. They don't get banished after jumping into the pyre. I think that's fine. The adversaries, not us. You jump into some fire, you're gonna get a little...
Or should I say deceiver?
It's not my fault.
I detect another exile in your ranks.
I think we're all technically exiles.
The exile Volfred Sandalwood himself. That cursed sap.
You want him?
I ought to have known he was behind all this.
You can have him.
He has no love for our sacred tradition. Yet you would heed his poisoned words over mine own?
Well, I can see his face.
I thought that we were friends.
Were we?
Then fine. Let us return to a more formal distance.
I didn't realize you thought we were friends, voice in sky. Hey, look who wants a piece of us again. It's the damn Nightwings, here to knock us down another peg or two again, I guess. At least you got old curly horns out of this dump. I gotta give you that. One look at her and you just knew that she was too good for this place. Though maybe that ain't saying all that much. Any of you Nightwings see her again? You tell her something for me. You let her know Iggy says hi. You let her know that. Not that she'll remember some dumb lunk like me, but when he puts his mask on. Alright, Tempers, let's give him like we still got a chance. Reader, my kin, let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition that I had once disavowed. And now that I have donned the raiments, the voice knows I'm here. It is no matter, really, for our plan is well in motion. We still got a coin flip on whether or not we win. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best as I can. Let us see now whether those old limbs of mine are still of any use. I thought readers couldn't be in the rites. You told me that.
And there he is at last, alive and well.
Okay, hold to use
Aura
Aura Shield.
Sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here.
R2
Now,
to blink.
Good evening to you.
Ooh. Okay. Spawn a sapling. If Volfred is banished, his sapling expires. Oh, right. Okay, but I can only have one out on the board. That makes sense. So, blinking, shielding, a sapling. Okay. Now the Nightwings. I look forward to conducting with you all, if and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate together.
Go on, then.
Let's see. I think we'll go with May. Tizo, of course.
Tizo.
I was having some fun with Bertrude, so we'll add in Bertrude too.
The choice is cast.
Teaser's fired up and ready to take on the Tempers. Alright, you damn Nightwings, let's see what you got.
Now begin. I thought they had you there. The path to glory laid bare. Oh. So it is. I wonder, shall the Nightwings press their luck? Well cast. Their Pyre spikes.
Do.
Almost. Woe is you. Ooh. Beauteous.
Do.
Tis taken. Such wherewithal.
God, you Nightwings, have you been practicing? No, just playing the game. What about you, Iggy? Just washed up old goat? You're through. How long are you gonna keep this getting weaker and weaker, worse and worse, huh? Come on then, Nightwings, finish it already, will you? Sooner we wrap this up, sooner we all can catch some shut-eye and put an end to this damn day.
The orb.
No! Dang it.
Your flames grow weak. They plunged into the pyre. No more than a lick of flame remains. Ah. There. And it is done.
Okay, got there.
The Nightwings prevail. Alas, that their adversaries failed to stop them.
Yeah, you'd like that now that we're not
Thus
friends
end
anymore, huh?
This night's proceedings.
What a joke. Losing to the U-Lot again. The younger me would have tore you to pieces. Ain't never getting out of here if we keep on like this.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways.
Maxed out May. What can we get you? Saluting automatically leaps towards the orb if no one has it. Oh, we take out the charge up time.
Forever cursed
That seems fine.
is Kelma Rope Collar.
Quite for you.
Until the next rite.
Back at the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after prevailing over the Tempers in a rather one-sided contest when the Volpred approaches. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my kin. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan. We're at 57%. Okay, we're going up. Especially if you continue to prevail like that. Come, let's see whom we shall square against when next the stars align. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. Okay. Could go fight the Curse. That dude from the beginning of the game. Or Sap H. Madley. Tinderstoff. Yeah, sure, why not? We haven't seen him in ages. Ah, the Chastity and Old Manly. He is without shame, the product of corruption that now festers in the Commonwealth. You and Volfred then go out over what he knows of your next adversary. H. Manly Tinderstoff, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist, he was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he soon was offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw it in it an opportunity, for he knew well that in the inner circles there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Waking Wood. He finagled his way onto the Triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence once he secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manly from coming to power. Mark my word. For now, we ought to prepare to seek the stars again with adequate night's rest. You bid Volfred a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you arrange to depart first thing in the morning. Pages, pages. Without warning from the cinders and the seething rock that gushed forth from the sea and soil at the foot of Black Basin rose the Mara Titan, Zilvius. She broke the land beneath her burning hooves, whinnying vengeance upon those who thwarted dullness. We, the Eight, we were divided then and blinded by the smoke and heat and thunder. But for the grace of Mother Triesta Tethys, all would have been lost. With unswerving concentration did Saint Triesta then invoke the old enchantments inscribed upon the holy scepter which she wore. The land burst into starlight, rending Silvius in twain. Her visage now strikes fear into the hearts of her foul kind, not ours. Alright. You are unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You have observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can when Volfred is around. If only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they are reminiscing about old times in the Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, Sandalwood. 'Twas the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burnt to ash. Of course! What better way to stop books from being burnt than not letting them be... yeah, flame-resistant. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence, they did not stop to think the evidence was fireproof. Alas, that they later found a way to burn thy stamping press regardless. Thy written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. No matter, dear Bertrude, what's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them, is that not so? While introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas? Perhaps. My words would not have reached near half as many, were it not for you, not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I'm ever thankful for your sacrifice. Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood. Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrude, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams. What good's a stamping press without good inks? No good at all. They exchange a laugh at this, but then... Even still, and through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so? Bertrude. Nay, we understand full well. Thou needst not further explain thyself. There are different kinds of love, Bertrude. On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood. They each remain silent for a time. Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are. They act well on their own. He puts away his pipe. Hey, Lurkerspine. Thank you for the 69-month resub. I'm blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that, although I know that is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then... Nay, Sandalwood, it is enough. It is enough. She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Wilfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you a good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. All right, then. Forward! A pleasure to encounter you within the skies themselves, O Nightwings. You deliberately crashed into us, Father. You still address them in such a cordial manner? Oliver, I'm certain that was an honest accident, and there was no lasting damage. Please take the helm. I shall go and start to pick up all the fallen artifacts which shook free. Perhaps some of these old heirlooms may yet be repaired with adhesives drawn from certain flora. Okay. Blooming Pool, Powerful Talisman, Hollow Root. Oh, let's go to Hollow Root. So much chatter over in Hollow Root. As you walk through a dark corner of Hollow Root, you sense a presence of some sort, which reaches out to you. It presents to you a vision of the adversary you expect to face in the coming right. The apparition is aware of your next adversary in the right's manly. It offers to sway the coming right against him in your favor. Accept, and your adversary shall suffer a misfortune that inhibits his performance. Nothing permanent, it claims. Decline, and the apparition shall extend its offer to Manly instead. Sure, yeah. You thank the apparition for its generous offer, accept what it proposed. A moment later, the apparition folds in on itself and disappears. As you head back to the Black Wagon, you cannot help but wonder what exactly it intends to do. Manly shall suffer -1 hope, presence, and quickness. Here in the windswept fields of the downside prairie, you encounter a messenger imp come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Jodariel, whom you liberated at the fall of Solium. You learned Jodariel's past transgressions have all been forgiven. She soon was to be reinstated on the blood border, on the presumption that she wanted her old status back. In fact, she was offered an especially prestigious leadership position in the first Vale, an elite blood border platoon, shrouded in secrecy. Other than, the results, all the good results. For a demon such as she could not be seen in the streets. But she refused the gesture, rather bluntly, the report suggests. Instead, she sought Wilfred's agents, as well as several of her former fostered sons and daughters, and so the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. The last part of the messenger's imp's news must have been damaged in transit. Though appears to be Jodariel's own words, all you can tell is that it says, "Await." You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Your companions are excited to discuss the news. Having someone of Jodariel's will and stature with us on the other side shall pave the way toward a brighter future. Do you think she still has her horns now that she's back up there? She is an inspiration to us all. Or to this night she is, at least. We can envision it. A demon such as she set loose within the Commonwealth. Tizo is fired up about the news of Jadariel's return. Wonder what the rest of her message said. The news of Jadariel's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. Plus hope for everyone. Hey guys, where's your friend? You know, the big one with the horns and the frowning. I heard that she got out of here or something. Well, I guess we could sell this because we're not going to need it anymore. Flame Leech. After dousing adversary's Pyre, bearer's Pyre recovers equal to up to 50% of damage dealt. That sounds fun. And do I have enough money for any of these? Enough money for this one. Ron has an excellent line if we liberate Sir Gilman. I've really been using him a lot, so I'm not sure that he will... Oh, another page? Downside dining. How to sustain oneself with food and drink in such a place as this. The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe, and above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them, give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside of the sandfolds. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. Oh, diseases. Ailments in the downside often give no warning when they strike. Those who keep moving and make no attempt to settle, they reduce their risks. The afflictions come in multiple varieties. In the bogs of flagging hands, a pallor tends to sink into the skin, and then into the mind. The nauseating sea of solace north of there is difficult for some to tolerate. Very hot or very cold environs bring their own specific side effects. My coat is not as lustrous now, my fangs are long. Like all aspects of the downside, all these ailments share a purpose to test your body, mind, and spirit. They only appear to harm, accept them, surpass them, move on. Okay. Alright. Everything's prepared, and night is just beginning to take hold above the lonesome lands of Ridge of Gold when Wolfred gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with the manly Tinderstoff. He would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he's an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately I've known many others like him. We are discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when I last saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan. Should he know of my involvement, and so... Wilfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems we now have a right to conduct. I thought for sure he was going to say, I can't fight in this one. Alright, We can turn you off. Done. Oh, I guess we have a new one. Shack's 6 shoulders. Your adversaries shall all return from banishment when all are banished. That seems fine. Sure. Oh, why is he called that? Well, he's got 6 shoulders. Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Good evening there, you exiles of the Night Winds. The 8 scribes summon you to the Ridge of Gaul. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Chastity. Whosever pyre yet burns ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory. Now, prepare yourselves.
Oh my, what have we here? Why'd the Nightwings come to grace us with their presence once again? Are you perhaps intent upon humiliating us even more after last time? You sense Wilfred reaching out to you. Reader, let us indulge him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And the colors of those raiments, I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say. Though I mean no offense, of course. So do you suppose the rite is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going. If you must know why, I'm expecting an important message from the other side no less come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest. So yes, it's a very important message, sent all this way by those imp couriers. And I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. Though I'm sure that I could get you a good deal on their services if you wish. Perhaps to contact a loved one back home? All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail, as well we ought, for I've a date with Destiny not long from now upon the fall of Solium. He continues talking for some time, until at last the rite is set to start. Oh, my. Look at this wonderful assembly of exiles, come from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard the most preposterous rumor about you, that you're harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself. He looks right at Wilfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true. Anyhow, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings. I am H. Manly Tinderstuff, and truly it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your trip for it. He could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. Let's ask him nicely. You suggest to Manly that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate in the key moments prior to the rite. Why, yes, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck. Manly leaves at last, leaving you to focus on the rite again.
Who shall it be this time?
Okay, we're gonna take Bertrude. We're gonna take Tizo because it's very quick. What you got going on? You. Yeah, and the wormy worm. Nah, we'll take May.
May.
Krastia?
Now,
Manly. He reminds me of the kinds of people who were unkind to me. Back home, I mean, not here. Are you quite ready yet, oh Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think shall take you by surprise. Just watch.
Begin. Poof. Glory to the Nightwings, first of all. Remember everything which you hold dear. Now. The Bog-Crone dove into the flame.
Oh, how very, very charming this display. But quit it now and let old Manly put an end to all of this before you make a terrible mistake.
Caught out. And it is done.
That was quick.
The Nightwings prevail. They vastly outperformed their adversaries. The ceremony is complete.
My word, how could this happen to me, you deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools? Have you any idea what you've done? Fulfrid watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart, there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and now in exile, how they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out, or even if you do? Fulfrid remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There, I see now. Then Fulfrid recedes into the shadows. What? My head? Who? Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta! Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor. And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake. For my people's sake. As well, it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here, or running into me. Now let's be off before he catches up with us again.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained.
A hidden power, a terrible and bright fury seems to have awakened within Tizo. And all in all, he seems very enthusiastic about it. Okay, we can get you... After casting Implode, returns faster than usual. Or if Banish drops a Moon Sigil, allies can instantly transport to. I think this one.
Praise be to Ha'ub the Swallow. Apparently, the exiled Bertrude is committed to the path.
Okay. Pounces, instantly recovers stamina. Oof.
Until the next right.
After you thwarted the Chastity rather decisively, there's little time for you to rest as yet. The night beckons, and the next rite itself reveals itself to be a vital one. It is already time, reader. Come see for yourself. The coldness of the season now presents to us another chance. He heads out straight away, and you follow in turn. Indeed, among the remaining stars, you see one with which you are familiar. Now burns ever brightly. The path to freedom. Ooh! Pursue it. Yeah, I had a feeling. Huh. I wonder if this is the last one then, because that seems quite quick. Okay, what do we got going on? Already are the Nightwings summoned back to Mount Elodil. Picture the rites as a wheel broken free from a black wagon. It is turning uncontrollably and soon shall reach a sudden stop. We should have several chances left for someone to go free, either us or else our adversaries, but not both. What is at stake each time is further complicated now, I must admit, knowing we have so few opportunities remaining. Those whom we send back to the Commonwealth, should our plan, which is at 60% now, somehow fail, they may look back upon their exile with fondness. So returning to the Commonwealth is not inherently a mercy, I don't think. Moreover, there are also those among us whom we count on to prevail in the rights. We need them on the Nightwings just as much as we need them in the Commonwealth. We cannot simply yet grow our numbers here given the circumstances. And so who stays, who goes, these choices affect us all. No pressure there. Yeah, no pressure. Now, I don't know about you, but I shall go and take my leave for now. Let's set forth again at daybreak. Oh, yeah, a couple of pages. Shax's six shoulders. It's really hard to say. Much can be learned of bravery from the tail hob, the swallow, the imp who alone felled the muscular and altogether terrifying bone titan called Shax's Six Shoulders. Six Shoulders sat listless, his appalling frame refusing to be budged. None dare approach the withered fiend whose plague had spread half across the valley floor. Undeterred, Hob sprang into action. Whilst we but watched, the little one, he flew into the gaping maw of Shax and lodged himself inside the monster's throat. Shax began then to cough and cough and cough until the valley shook. Six Shoulders breathed his last and fell. His putrid flesh then fizzled and was gone. Yet our friend Imp remained. Those bearing the name the Chastity all count themselves disciples of Luce Glorian, the 100 Minds known firstly for his wisdom, but also cherished for his modesty, integrity, and kinship. Sglorian's priority in forming his triumvirate was to instill in all his subjects a deep-seated deference and respect for the rules governing the liberation cycle. The cycle of the rights needs to be respected to be understood, and needs to be understood to be respected, Sglorian said. Thus the Chastity are emissaries of the cycle. Should they earn back their liberty, then they shall spread enlightenment itself, and all of us shall grow. Alright. And nobody in here to talk to. Red pages. Okay, moving forward. I mean, taking off. Going for fly time. Yeah, I'll have to see. I can't remember where we can bring up Wolfred's planner. I know it's on the sky, but there's another area for it too. In the window, maybe? Sir Gilman will give favor if we go there. Go here. You make landing upon Mount Alodil, where Wolfred pulls you aside while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs at his pipe before speaking up. Reader, as you know, I now wear the raiments once again. This means that I myself may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 scribes. Know, however, that it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to our plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on sure footing in their path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter, and I wanted you to know. I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Yeah, I probably wouldn't send you this time around. Anyway, I trust that all of us, yourself included, shall find our freedom. If not soon, then by when all this is over. Is it in here? No. Ah, here it is. Yeah, we don't know how many liberation rights are currently remaining. I don't think he's done the math yet, but I'm sure he'll figure it out soon. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Tizo visit the monument of Triesta Tethys, here in Emperor's Ascent. Please tell great-grandfather I said hello, old friend. I hope you're all right among the stars. You must know why the stars are fading out, because none of us do, and some of us, I think, are beginning to feel afraid. Please grant us courage to press on. Soon he has finished paying his respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Triesta Tethys has shown you favor. You soon shall ascend the mountain, though there is now time to pursue your vocations. +1 quickness. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Let's mentor Sir Gilman. Let's see, what can we get for you? Once per round when saluting, freezes all exiles for 3 seconds. While Sir Gilman's allies are banished, he moves faster than usual. Temporary has... banishes an adversary, one of his banished allies shall instantly return. Yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. Right? Banishes an adversary. Tizo seems to be in the midst of a conversation with the lone minstrel. As you approach the two of them, the little imp appears perturbed about something. And above all, he was very, very loyal, fiercely so in fact, although throughout the land knew better than to underestimate him in spite of his little stature. In that respect, Tizo, and in many others, I might add, your great-grandfather was very much like you. Tizo seems to be asking the low minstrel to confirm he is not playing some sort of prank. Yeah, I'm being serious. Have you known me to be the jesting sort? Tizo seems to be admitting the lone minstrel has always been sincere with him. Just so, then please do not denigrate yourself, for you are not only his heir, but you are my remaining link to him, and thus to all the 8. And more importantly, you are my friend. Tizo is grateful to the lone minstrel for his kind words and considers him a friend as well. The Nightwings need you now, more so than ever. The lone minstrel returns to you. Is that not so, reader? Absolutely. You concur with the lone minstrel's assessment of Tizo as a most remarkable and irreplaceable member of the group. He is an extraordinary imp indeed. At this, Tizo rushes up to you and gives you an imp hug. Cute. Tizo is grateful to you for your kindness and your support of him. Tizo bounds off happily as the lone minstrel looks on. And there he goes. Thank you indeed, reader. Tizo sometimes loses sight of all that makes him special. A quality uncharacteristic of his kind, but not so much uncommon among yours. Once there was a time when he was the sole imp able to conduct the rites. Since then, however, other triumvirates have found imps with the capacity for it. They make for useful allies, no? More than willing to conduct the rites while having no desire to leave this place, although Lil Tizo does have dreams of visiting the Commonwealth. In any case, I am certain he shall continue to serve the Nightwings faithfully. The lone minstrel bows his head on his way out, bidding you a good rest of the afternoon. Nice. Tizo's so cute. High Road. Bertrude. Or Wolfred. Bertrude it is. En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument to Luce Galorian, and Bertrude happens to take notice. Ye ancient gods who flit among the stars, grant thy boon on Sandalwood, if one is to be granted, for he shall put it to good use. He seems to still believe in ye, to some extent at least, thus shall we do the same for now, and honor thy traditions. Soon she has finished paying her respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luce Galorian has shown her favor. You and your fellow exiles gather at the foot of Scribe's Gate before an archway carved of stone, where stands the Gate Guardian. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the scribes. The Gate Guardian laughs at this softly for some reason. And you, Tariq? Do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. It is no matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you come forth and do the thingy we always do. And we do. When Volfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You, I see you wear the raiments once again. Explain. The cycle of the rites is ending. While I do not know exactly why, I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his Trivariate to be the true Nightwings, a splinter faction. Oh no, we're gonna end up fighting them, definitely. I remember well the contemporary whom you mean. Then the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I wear the raiments once again, in case that it may help to right this wrong. For I am Volfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring freedom to the people there. She considers Volfred's words for a moment. I see. Then move along. The guardian of Scribe Gate regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Celeste? What is it, Tariq? The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it. I think you would agree. In equal measure has it drawn us close as separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then no, I do not accept their will. You blasphemy. Blaspheme? Can't say I see blaspheme around. Tariq, and at the gate, no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the scribes themselves admonish me. Until tomorrow night, Celeste. Blasphemy? Blasphemy? I might have to look that one up later. Having reached the peak of Mount Alodiel again, you see the vastness of the downside all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Jodariel did last time. Blasphemer? Oh, that would work, yeah. Yeah, okay, I can hear that. Blasphemer. That makes a certain sense. Volfred looks up as you approach and smiles. I never thought I would say such things, my kin, but it is good to wear the raiments and the rites once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides the Nightwings of today, we are very different beasts than the Trivariate which took me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a Trivariate of exactly 3. Well, 4 with Tizo, who proved to be an exception, though historically the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned my predecessor Brighton and my former companions Orissa and Orlek. Perhaps naively, I'd hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing as our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there's more you wish to learn of them. Well, okay, sure. Tell me about Brighton. Inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Volfred first joined the Nightwings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now, though for that matter, my kin. So do you. He studies your reaction for a moment, then. Brighton was born wealthy, but not special. Otherwise, you would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Orissa and Orlek, who founded me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Orlek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me I soon would hear from him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book, which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Oh, is he the voice? Is that how this works? Volfred looks at you as if to see if you yet take his meaning. You see, my kin, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, and a new responsibility to the triumvirate which liberated him. Might make sense why he's so angry that you're about. That voice you hear from time to time, whenever so the stars align, it's his. He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than the Archjustice Androblus IX himself, the Grand Judge and figurehead under whose watch the Commonwealth is governed in this day. Those who violate the law of the Commonwealth face sentencing by the appointed Archjustice. I see. Well then. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just for their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks and raiment simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public pasts are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice, he has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the tradition of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exiles such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you'd wanted to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? Orisa? You ask about Orisa, who you understand betrayed Orlek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, but I suppose you ought to know something of Orisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Orisa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. Such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He had fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Orisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Orisa always was intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the Highwing remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defense of the Commonwealth and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Orlek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think that it was simply evil, nor do I think that it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. For years, I must admit, I hated her, but now, my only hope is that she found a peace unattainable during her relatively short life in the downside and the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Orisa offers some perspective yet, to those who have not made the same mistakes. Orlek. Ask what he was like when he and Vulfrid first became acquainted. Vulfrid remained silent for some time. I was very, very sick, you know, when I first landed in the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Orlek who found me. He could not have known of my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you, a gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those such as Orlek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart a yearning for an end to all the bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the Highwing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long he grew to be one of the finest rites conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in the Triumvirate were later filled by Orisa and me. In time, Oralek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it so that, with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. Volfred breathed a heavy sigh. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I could not bear to think that he was gone, and now I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan, which is still at 60%. Not by Orlek or anyone. As I've said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Orlek, he wants his freedom. Still, although, I wonder if he still remembers why. Anyway, was there something else? Nope, goodbye. You bid Volfred a good afternoon and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have yet to go. What's at the store? Fortified Sun Serum. Permanently grants +1 hope. And then some more Stardust. Flame Light. Well, I'll figure it. Once more you've gained the fall of Salem, where one among you may go free, but first you shall have to prevail against chastity. Reader, your companions are gathered there under the fall. They shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turns ever faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause a bit of a stir out there, and word has reached high places that the rites are ending. This is our chance, though. Let us not despair, should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my kin. It's time. New star. Dullness the Locket. Your adversary's pyre shall recover up to +5 each time they douse your pyre. But you get +10% enlightenment. Let's turn that one off.
Once more, the Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the liberation rite, even as the stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader. This glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon your watch. I trust that chastity, your adversaries, shall not throw away this chance. Choose now who may go free, should they unfortunately fail.
You think? I mean, if the rights go away, the voice is out of a job. Do you think that matters? Like, does he go do something else? He's just like kind of in a void on his own. Guess he can catch up on his reading. Oh wait, reading's illegal. Well, okay, he can't catch up on his reading. Maybe... He might need a new hobby. Maybe he can take up quilting. Manly flourishes on the ground and grasps his mask in his spindly fingers. Wait, what are you doing here? Warmest salutations to you all upon this blessed eve. I am H. Manley Tinderstoff, and I must say that I'm very, very moved to be a part of these proceedings. If the rights end, but you send enough people back, he's out of a job for a lot more reasons. Yeah, that's true. It shall be my humblest of privileges to return quite soon, I hope, onto the Commonwealth, where I shall dedicate myself in full toward the betterment of that society. I long to be a part of this glorious tradition, even when my freedom is rightfully restored, for it is not the case that exiles such as we are called upon to lead. How you govern in your Commonwealth is not our business here. Your intentions shall mean nothing if you do not prevail in this right. Oh, but I meant no offense. Meant no offense at all. I shall serve well these rights, I promise. Why, I should think I shall be sending many exiles here into the downside to replace me. I think of quite a few who I think would benefit from the experiencing this wonderful tradition for themselves. Now as for you, Nightwings, make no attempt to undermine me here, and nothing shall befall you or your loved ones in the Commonwealth. Is it a deal? Yeah, like, we really want you going back. I would ask you choose wisely, but I'm sure you know no other way.
Whom do you intend to liberate?
Okay, well, let's see. We can send May, Tizo, or we can send Bertrude. I kind of want to send Bertrude only because I think it's kind of funny. I don't want to send Tizo, really. Yeah, you know what? Bertrude, you're gonna go, make a difference.
Who shall stand with her? Tizo. The choice is cast.
Now it begins. Do me this favor, if you please, and stand aside like a good sport there, I promise to reward you handsomely once I am free.
Commence.
Oh, what's this now? It seems to me the scribes so enjoy our company, the entertainment we provide, that they have deigned to reignite our pyres. Observe! Something stirs in the sky. If the heavens are to rain and reignite your pyres, then the rite shall continue, ere one pyre or the other is put out. Wait, what? Oh no. Oh shoot, that jump did not go well.
There it is, at last. The Nightwings proved their worth. As for their adversaries, they did not. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory.
We're sending the Commonwealth of Bogkrone.
Her adversary
I'm sure they'll
and
love
all
that.
others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Why, this is an utter outrage. Have you any idea what you've done, you ingrates? By effort, seal our return. She then looks over to you. Reading 1, surely thou must have known that we have little interest in returning to this place, to which we now return. Surely there are those among ye that with a stronger preference to look upon its proud facets, which to our ancient eyes doth merely cause offence. It signifies one of two things, it seems. Either thou seekest to be rid of us, or, more likely, thou believest we shall serve the plan of Sandalwood at greater length in our newfound capacity. Would you be upset if I told you I just thought it was funny? I'm going to go with option. Yeah, absolutely. Thought you'd be great at this job. She looks at you again, intent. We think we know which one it is. Thy efforts seal our return. Then soon we shall resume our work in earnest. Perhaps we shall see ye again, or perhaps not. The shimmer pool whisks her within as you hear her call out to you one final time. Until whichever outcome, reading 1.
Godspeed, Gertrude. The 8 scribes are watching.
Like, you know, there's some people just waiting there being like, oh, there's a liberation rite coming. Someone new's coming in. It's a Bogkrone. Some sort of snake thing. Well, we have to accept that they're here now and forgive them of all of their transgressions. This pile of snakes.
May the scribes have mercy on
Does anyone
us all.
have a job for Snake Lady? I don't know. Snake Lady, what are your skills? You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the chastity of the liberation rite. I had a good feeling this would happen. Tizu is pleased that Bertrude is finally free. You succeeded in liberating Bertrude, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. With but a few such liberation rites remaining. Exactly how many I do not wish to speculate about as yet until such time as we better say for certain. Under no circumstances would I suggest this is ideal. However, it is opportunity enough that our plan may yet succeed. 68%. Yeah. Although, all of these setbacks, I fear Ulfred trails off and falls silent. Some of the others exchange looks. They are beginning to understand. With the rite soon ending, everything which Ulfred has sought, both on his own for many years and now with all of you, all of it may have been in vain. The hush spreads to the others. But not to you. You then proceed to do something that none of them seem to expect. You raise your voice. Each of your fellow exiles turns to you, their expressions asking you a question with no easy answer. What are we going to do? As you meet Maya's gaze, the words for the occasion begin to crystallize in your mind. You're searching to find the right words, as all your exiles are looking to you now. And are now poised to seize upon a glorious opportunity. Press the red seal, it says locking your speech. Yeah, because this... You tell them that you're not going to mince words with anyone here, that would be a grave disservice to the group. None of you pursue this quest with any guarantees. It is a quest that you all knew was unlikely to end well. It's clear that not all of you are going to return. Yeah, we all knew this was a possibility. Something far more vital is at stake. You see the imminent conclusion, the rites is a sign. A sign the world is changing. Meanwhile, they're shining on. Divine duty. Let's go with divine duty. I'll stand poised. Sure. It's a time to stand, fight the forces that oppose you. Opportunity to live with purpose. Ensure you leave behind for your loved ones. Now, let's fight. For each other, for your own sake, for your people, for each other. For those who do not fight. For those who lived oppressed. Yeah. You cannot see the merit in this quest. Then you are unfit to stand among the Nightwings. Unworthy of the books? No, Nightwings. Sacred Mountain? Unworthy of the stars' waning light. After a brief period of reflection, you share one last sentiment with the group. Our cause is just and we shall not be stopped. We are the righteous and we shall have our day. Wow. The stars may die, but our cause shall live on. I like that one better. We're going with that one. Then you join the others in silence. Thus do you remain together with your thoughts. No one speaks for a time, but then... You truly believe that your commonwealth can change its ways, then, reader darling? I suppose that I may yet come to believe it too. May long the stars remain a light for you, reader. All the while, Wolfred remains watching you intently. Then his expression softens and he smiles. You're right, of course, my kin. We are the Nightwings. It is precisely as you said. The stars may die, but our cause shall live on. Lead us then, reader, to the end of our quest and the dawn of the new age for all our kin. Everyone, for the Nightwings! Everyone responds in kind. They stand with you no matter what. They await the outcome of your vision of the stars, which burned with renewed fury, because now the last rites beckon. +1 hope permanently. The star above now burn with what appears a desperate fury, many more of them than usual. So many stars to choose from. My goodness, game. Would you stop giving me choices? Stars of the 8 scribes, they shine together now as one. The lone minstrel draws breath as though surprised by what he sees. He backs away and averts his eyes. This is another sign of the rites. This is another sign the rites are soon to cease. Few chances yet remain to confront the adversaries you have met during your journey. But yet you won't tell me how many rites are remaining. Oh goodness, who have we fought so far? Let's see. In the Liberation Rites, we just fought Sandalwood. We fought Temitha, I remember that. We fought Ignarius. Who was the other one we fought? I don't think we fought them. 'Cause we've done 4, right? So Sandalwood, Ignarius was our first one. I don't remember who the other one was. Was it this group? Maybe it was this group. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm going to hear so May has a chance to try to talk to her friend again. It is good to know that Delbert Oldheart and the Fate are going at this still. As I once feared for them, their respect for the traditions of the rites has sometimes held them back. He then shares with what details he attains of your next adversaries. Delbert Oldheart, an adversary who showed you respect and even generosity. Despite his advanced age, he also made for a formidable opponent, he and his son. The so-called Almer the Helpless, ever present at his father's side, he was abandoned as an infant before Delbert found him and raised him as his own. Delbert taught his son everything he knew of his cultural heritage. As a descendant of one of the Alpha Chiefs, thought to be descended from Jomir Manymane himself. However, his more vocal attempts to preserve old Kerr traditions in the Commonwealth often fell on deaf ears, or even roused the anger of the officials. One day he insisted on celebrating Fang Song, an old Kerr holiday in which a single pack of Kerrs vanquished an entire Imperial brigade. Against the wishes of his family. His family's caution was well founded in this case, and he was taken into custody. As for Almer, as his father was led away, he put up enough of a fight to where he wound up sharing his father's cell, and soon enough his sentence. On the downside, their faith brought them in contact with a pack of spiritual Kerrs residing in Jomir Valley. In time, they became acquainted with the rites and helped to revitalize the long-struggling triumvirate known as the Fate. They have since struggled on, at times, flirting with freedom, though seldom getting within striking distance, yet still they long to find a way to return to their ancestral home and family. Perhaps the Commonwealth saw not separating these two, even in their exile, as an act of mercy. Still, our sympathies ought not to stray us from our course. Good night, my kin. You bid Volfred a good evening. It is too late to take flight, so you make plans to rise at dawn to continue your travels. And I think we'll leave it there, because honestly, we've been going over 3 hours, and my voice is starting to die. So I think this is a good time to stop. I feel like we're getting pretty close to the end, so maybe one more stream. I honestly can't tell, since the game kind of keeps making a big deal out of things ending, but I can't tell if they're actually, done. Ooh, who am I gonna send people to? I think I'm gonna send you all to, well, let me see how long this person's been online. I don't wanna... I'm 1.5 streams from credits. Oh yeah, that's not so bad. How long have they been going for? Oh, that's quite a number of hours. How about you? That seems fine. Okay, I'm gonna send you to Julian, who's playing Hardship Breaker, I think. Oh, did Foxmar just start? Because Julian's been going for a couple hours too. Yeah, sure. I haven't rated Foxmar in ages. Playing some Destiny. That sounds good too. Okay, we'll do that. We'll go say hi to Foxmar. And yeah, that should do it for tonight. I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.